In this video, I'll share the go-to strategies that every business leader needs to navigate a PR crisis successfully. You'll learn how to prepare for the unexpected, respond quickly and effectively, and build a lasting foundation for your business's growth and security. Hi, I'm Darcy Buxton, Intake Manager at Minc Law. I've seen firsthand how PR crisis can devastate businesses and careers, but I've also witnessed how the right approach can not only mitigate damage, but actually strengthen an organization's position. Here's what we'll cover: understanding what crisis PR is, preparation strategies, the golden hour, effective crisis management techniques, and recovery and growth strategies. By the end of this video, you'll understand the essentials for protecting your organization's reputation, even in the most challenging situations. So let's get started. What do you do if your company goes viral for all the wrong reasons? That is where crisis PR comes in. The strategic management of communication during reputation-threatening situations. Basically, how to respond and when to respond can make all the difference. The RACE framework is a guide for effective crisis PR management: research, action, communication, and evaluation. I'll share 2 examples to show why this matters. In 1982, Johnson & Johnson's faced a crisis when Tylenol products were being tampered with on the shelves. Several people were poisoned as a result. Johnson & Johnson immediately recalled 31 million bottles, developed tamper-proof packaging, and maintained transparent communication throughout the entire process. They saved their brand and won back consumers' trust by taking the crisis seriously and making practical improvements. Because of this crisis, the safety standards have been improved for all over-the-counter medications. On the other hand, in 2017, Equifax delayed response to a data breach. This escalated public outrage and severely damaged their reputation. Their hesitation to disclose the breach and unclear communication ruined their customers' trust. They faced lawsuits, penalties, fines, a CEO had to resign, and stocks plummeted after the breach. Not only were they overdue for a cybersecurity audit, but their PR approach was a little too late. It shows they didn't have an effective crisis plan in place. Let's take a look at what a crisis preparation plan needs. You have to have a plan of action before a crisis even happens. It's not about predicting every possible thing that could go wrong. It's about creating a flexible framework that can adapt to any situation. First, find the best people to support your crisis response team. This team should include executive leadership, legal counsel, PR and communication experts, HR representatives, and IT personnel. From this team, select a spokesperson. Your spokesperson isn't necessarily you as the CEO or the business owner. Assign this role to someone who fits this description. They should be well-trained in crisis communication, knowledgeable about the organization, calm under pressure, and empathetic and relatable. Once you've put a team together, create a plan. A crisis communication plan should include a clear chain of command, who answers to who and when, pre-approved messaging templates, designated spokespersons, and established communication channels. What method will you use to contact your chain of command and alert consumers or the public? You can draft messaging templates once you identify potential crisis scenarios that would fit into your industry. For tech companies, this might include data breaches or product failures. For food manufacturers, it could be contamination issues or supply chain disruptions. Rely on your crisis response team to create the best templates for different scenarios. Once you've got this together, it's time to practice. You can set a timer for how quickly you can draft an effective response and deliver it through your established chains of command. You can hold mock press conferences to prepare your spokesperson for interviews. Remember to evaluate and debrief. You can work towards an airtight system. Crises can easily cause panic and disruption, making an emergency situation even worse. If you lay the groundwork now, you'll have a level head the moment a crisis strikes. That can make all the difference, especially since time is of the essence in these situations. Let's talk about what to do the moment you find out a crisis happened. Are you prepared to make critical decisions under intense pressure? Let's explore the strategies for those crucial first moments in a crisis management. The golden hour in crisis PR refers to the critical period immediately after an outbreak of a crisis. During this time, your actions will set the tone for the entire crisis response. Here's your 60-minute action plan for the initial crisis response. 1. Assess the size and scope of the situation. 2. Activate your crisis response team. 3. Gather all available facts. 4. Craft initial messaging. And 5. Brief your chosen spokesperson. I like to use the mnemonic phrase TACOs. For example, TACO stands for transparent, accountability, compassionate, organized, and swift. Remember Pepsi's controversial ad campaign featuring Kendall Jenner in 2017? Pepsi released an advertisement that depicted Kendall Jenner joining a protest and offering a can of Pepsi to a police officer. And then everyone lived happily ever after. The ad immediately sparked outrage for minimizing social justice movements and protests. The company's knee-jerk defensive response to the backlash made the issue worse. Pepsi initially defended the ad, claiming it depicted a global message of unity, peace, and understanding. This did not show compassion or accountability or an effective assessment of the situation. The criticism escalated fast, forcing Pepsi to reverse course, pulling the ad within 24 hours of its release and issuing an apology. But it was a little too late. The first response already prolonged the crisis and intensified the damage to their brand's reputation. To contrast with Pepsi's tone-deaf response, let's examine KFC's handling of their chicken shortage crisis in the UK. In 2018, KFC ran out of chicken in over 600 of their 870 UK stores due to issues with a new delivery partner. This situation could have been disastrous for the brand, but KFC used this opportunity for a PR success. How KFC initially responded set them apart, with their use of humor when acknowledging their mistake. They also set up a dedicated website to show which stores still had chicken available, providing real-time, practical info for their customers. Rather than trying to erase the mistake and pretend it didn't happen, KFC crafted an iconic, memorable moment that actually improved trust and loyalty to the brand. They fulfilled the tacos approach with flying colors, although there may not have been any chicken in those tacos. Crafting your initial crisis response is about striking right balance between speed and accuracy. It's your first opportunity to demonstrate leadership and control in a chaotic situation. The foundations you lay in the golden hour will guide your entire crisis journey. Let's look at what ongoing maintenance looks like after a crisis. The initial shock has passed, but the crisis is far from over. Let's explore the techniques that will keep your reputation secure over time. First, let's discuss the 3 C's of the ongoing crisis communication. Concern. Continue to demonstrate empathy for those affected. Control. Show that you're actively managing the situation. And commitment. Clearly communicate your dedication to resolving this issue. One effective technique is to establish a central information hub, like a dedicated website or social media account where you can host regular updates and address any misinformation. Speaking of misinformation, remember to keep monitoring media coverage and what the public is saying about the situation. Tools like social listening platforms or digital risk protection can help you stay ahead of emerging narratives and address concerns in real time. Another crucial aspect is knowing when and how to issue apologies or take responsibility. A sincere apology, when warranted, can go a long way in rebuilding trust. However, it's important to consult with legal counsel to ensure any statements don't create unnecessary liability. For example, Sometimes an apology can be seen as an admission of guilt. If you're a medical professional or someone bound by confidentiality, issuing an apology could violate that rule and land you in deeper trouble. There are ways to work around these tricky limitations that still take accountability and satisfy angry customers, which is why you should include an attorney on your crisis PR response team. Lastly, don't underestimate the power of your employees as brand ambassadors during a crisis. Keeping them informed and engaged can help maintain morale and ensure consistent external messaging. Effective crisis management is a marathon, not a sprint. By maintaining a unified front, communicating effectively, and committing to ongoing resolution, you can weather even the most severe PR storms. So, how do you repair from a storm once the worst is over? The immediate danger has passed, but how can you emerge stronger than ever? Let's explore how to turn adversity into a catalyst for positive change. The aftermath of a crisis presents a unique opportunity for organizational growth and reputational enhancement. Here's how to make the most of this critical phase. First, conduct a thorough post-crisis audit. This should include analyzing the effectiveness of your crisis response, identifying areas for improvement in your crisis plan, assessing the impact on your stakeholders and your reputation. Next, focus on rebuilding stakeholder trust. This involves delivering on promises made during the crisis, implementing visible changes to address the root causes of the crisis, and maintaining open lines of communication with all stakeholders. One effective strategy is to develop a lessons learned narrative. This demonstrates your commitment to growth and transparency. For example, after a data breach, a company launches a comprehensive cybersecurity initiative and becomes vocal advocates for industry-wide improvements in data protection. Each time a crisis occurs, big or small, it's time to enhance your response plan. This ensures you're better prepared for future challenges and demonstrates a commitment to continuous improvement. Remember, recovery is an opportunity to redefine your organization's narrative. Lastly, don't underestimate the power of authentic leadership during this phase. Executives who remain visible, accountable, and committed to positive change can significantly accelerate the recovery process and even enhance their professional, personal, and organizational reputations. Every crisis, while challenging, is also an opportunity to demonstrate true leadership and resilience. We've covered a lot of ground today, and I hope you have a better understanding of the fundamentals of crisis PR. Crisis PR isn't just about damage control. It's about demonstrating leadership, maintaining trust, and emerging stronger from challenges. While the strategies we've discussed provide a solid foundation, every crisis is unique and often requires expert guidance. If you are facing a reputational crisis or want to strengthen your crisis preparedness, don't hesitate to reach out to Minc Law. Our experienced team is ready to provide a free case evaluation and help you develop a tailored crisis management strategy. Call the number on your screen or visit minclaw.com to use our live chat or our contact form to take the first steps towards securing your reputation and peace of mind. No matter how prepared you are, a crisis will happen. What will make the difference is how you respond and handle it. I'm Darcy Buxton. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.